Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Global Mindset University and ServiceNow Star. My name is Mohammed Rashid Kamal. I am here with ServiceNow developer Shikwinder. Hey, Shikwinder.
Hi, I'm good. This is Sukhvinder Singh. We are working together, Mr. Muhammad and me. So today we are creating a new video for you guys, uh, how CMDB and Discovery works. Previously, we installed Mid Server. This is the link of Mid Server to CMDB.
Right.
Now you can see now.
Absolutely. So if you guys haven't yet watched the first episode that we made, the first webinar, which is almost a 1-hour video, we showed you guys how you can install mid server. So basically this mid server, it helps you, it's like a middleman, help you communicate, safely communicate, securely you can communicate your instance into an external instance. So what we did was we have helped communicate our ServiceNow instance to AWS instance. So that's what we did in the previous webinar. Yet look at it that one. We will drop the description or the link for that video in the description below. Great. On today, like she couldn't say, primarily we're gonna discuss about how to create a discovery. How we can create a discovery. So we'll start creating the IAM user in AWS, and once we have those all cool information, gonna go ahead and create discovery credentials, input the discovery credential within the ServiceNow. So we have got all those ready here. We're gonna start. So right here, when you see this is a ServiceNow developer account, we're gonna go ahead and log in here. So the user that we can go ahead and use today will be this one. Give it username and password. So on the AWS side, what we need to do, we need to go to the services, and from there we can create IAM. Okay, IAM is manage access to AWS records. So this is like the user. So in ServiceNow we have got a user, and here in AWS we have IAM user. So where we can give for that user some roles. Okay, gonna start there. Over here, as you can see, we have got 3 users. There's a way we can go to directly here, users, and we can create a new users. Okay, let's go ahead and click. So we can go ahead and add users, and we can give it name for the user, some descriptive name here. Let's go ahead and see discovery user. And discovery user, that's can give it discovery user 3. Here, access wise, as you can do, I see there are 2 types of access here. They are mandatory. I have to go either of.
Yes.
Can give us some.
Yeah, this is 2 type. So we have to decide which type we need. If we click programmatic access, then we have access all the key, access key and secret key, AWS API, CLI, SDK, all the access. If you're using AWS management console, just that time you have access of console. Then every time you have to when you open the console, you need your username and password.
Right.
Here we don't need your username and password. Here we can create access key and secret key.
Great.
So then you have permission of your lot of permission, all the APIs, CLIs, SDK, all these the development kit. So best thing is just click programmatic access first one.
Awesome. So thank you for that detailed explanation, Shukr. Now you have got a couple of certification on AWS area. So like I have some couple of certification on ServiceNow area. So we are here helping each other in understanding, the basics. So we're not gonna just know this one, do this. So we'll give you that insight behind why you need to go and select here programmatic. And why do not go ahead and select AWS management? We are giving you an additional insight. Later, if you want to create a user, which is in AWS, which is an AM user, so you might go ahead and select this one, okay, which is AWS managed user. But in our specific purpose here, because we have like the APIs, we need the API. This is an API connection. So when you use a discovery in ServiceNow, by itself, you use an API. The ServiceNow API, here is it. Here is AWS API. So we gotta select that one, and I have to uncheck this. And once I do that, the next part is gonna be the permission. So with the permission part, so there are a couple of permissions we have by default. We can go ahead and search for that. But in this case, we'll show you what we're going to do. Let's just leave the permission here, add the user to a group, copy permission from an existing user, or you can attach. Those are the three options you will have. But here, we can go ahead and next to the tag, we don't worry about the tag here, it's optional. We can leave it. Next, let's preview it. So this discovery user is created. Now we're gonna create the users. Once we create the users, and we're gonna apply, that's the user created, okay? Let's go ahead and copy this one. We'll show you, we have a couple of things to add here. Let's open the text file. This is the JSON file that we need to apply for the users. That's the role we need. But this is the secret key. We need that one. Secret key. So we're not gonna forget. We're gonna add that one here. That's the secret key. We make this one a little bit bigger. You know, it's gonna be like that. And here is another, which is the access ID. Access key ID. We'll also do that one when we create a discovery credential within the ServiceNow. All right, let's go ahead and here and add it. Boom, boom. There we go. So that one is the access key, secret key and access key. Perfect. So this user is created, and if we click that user here, all right, that's fine, because we don't want to log in as that user. That's how it's going to log in. But let's come back here. Let's close that. All right, asking me to log in again here, I believe. Let's go ahead and put the credential, which is not correct. Okay, this is because it's asking me to log in for that newly created user. That's the user. But in this case, I will go ahead and delete that. Just gonna put my user and the password, but it's asking me the ID. So let's go ahead and use the AWS. We can log in again. Okay, that's me. Let's try it. Okay, fail. Nice. Let's go ahead and cancel AWS. All right, there's US East. Account ID. All right, so 760. That's not my account ID. Let's get the correct account ID from a different PC here. All right, Control Shift New. Okay. Because here, okay, yeah, let's do that. And I create policy. When I create, right? We don't wanna, because, and we're gonna have now.
Yes, yeah.
Awesome. So here we can delete the default, which is the version. So what it tells me here is the version is 20 and 10 7 7, which is 17. The statement is the string.
Yeah, we can keep this one also. Exactly. And because this is the version of the policy.
Exactly.
So yeah, so we can keep.
Yep, we can keep that. What we can do now, I will copy, because in order to save time, your time and our time,
yeah,
policy for you guys, and we just go ahead and paste on top of it and find if there is any error, we can verify if there is. So that's the version. That's great. 20 if your version is 2020, let's say, or 2016, you have to make sure that you have the correct version over there. And statement. So the action basically give you different action here. What action we're going to give it for this discovery is that EC2. Okay, we have an EC2 instance that describe availability zone. Now it's gonna tell us the availability zone. It's gonna tell us the image, which is the EC2 image, and then the instances, the internet gateway, very important. It will tell us the key pairs. How many key pairs we have, the regions, the route tables, the groups. See, all those cool information are here. If you don't want like some of them, if you don't want to discover based on your requirement, you can delete, or if you want to add more, you can add more. That's up to you guys. So once we have that, go ahead and preview or review the policy. Now,
yes, create policy.
Yeah, let's give it a name. Because it's mandatory now, we gotta give it a name here because this is a custom policy that was created specifically for that user. Okay, let's give it a name here. I call it discovery U3. Okay, U3 policy, something, you know, descriptive name, but your company might have or your organization might have certain way of naming your policy. You need to stick with it. This is just default. And description, you can provide description, and we're gonna go ahead and create that policy. If everything went well, now it is good right there. The policy, we have it. Now let's go ahead and see user, if that user, which is the discovery user 3, have that policy. Now if you go to the group, have that this user group. Okay, let's go ahead and open this group. Now we're gonna attach a policy, okay? Because we created that policy, now we need to find that policy, which is discovery user policy. That's the one. We need to check the checkbox over here so that this policy will be attached to this specific group. And that group contain the user that we created for our credential, for our discovery credential. Now we're good to go, right? We already attached it. Anything else you can add here?
No, I think that's it. So now we're gonna move to the ServiceNow.
All right, awesome. Before that, always good to double check, right? Let's go to users, discovery user 3. Now discovery user policy attached. Nothing to do. Thanks, Shuk.
Make sure we have access key and secret key of this.
Yep, we have that. Now, under our ServiceNow, there are a couple of things to do when you work on your discovery. The first important thing, gotta make sure that you need to have that plugins, right? We already activated ahead of time to save your time in our time, but we wanna show you how to activate. If you wanna activate your discovery CMDB plugins or cloud management plugins. So that's where you need to come here. Let me show you guys that again here. Under your instance, there is refresh status. If you wanna refresh, this will show you if it is not online, you need to refresh because this is the personal developer instance and it needs to be waked up and refreshed every 12 hours, I believe. Then here under manage, you will see the first choice is activate plugin. So you click there and you need to find, for example, I'll show you the plugin that we discovered, for example. Actually, discovery is already discovery is already activated in our instance. Let's go ahead and see cloud, right? Cloud management activate. It's already activated. What else? What else we need? Okay, activate. Yeah, if you don't have it, you need to activate it. So that's all we have just to show you. Now let's go ahead and log into the URL of the ServiceNow. That's the instance we need, 59361. Perfect. So here, admin, let's go ahead and log in. Great. So we already have
one thing, Mohammed. Mohammed, one thing need to be remembered. If company using ServiceNow with AWS, then you need to go to the AWS and create their IAM and policy. Otherwise, you don't need to go AWS. So directly you can activate ServiceNow. So
Awesome.
yeah, because some company have only ServiceNow, not AWS.
Right. Right.
So if your company stick only ServiceNow,
Mhm.
then you don't need to go to the AWS console and create IAM and attach policy. You
Awesome.
can skip that part.
Great.
Just yeah, just you're gonna stick on this part.
Great point. Thank you so much. And also, to add on that, what Shikunder say, some company may not use AWS, right? They might use Microsoft Azure, for example, where you have your different configuration management database. So if you are using, for example, Microsoft, you can use there as well. You can create your credential over there and connect it to your ServiceNow. It depends on, so it's based on your setup. So here, for this webinar purpose, we are using AWS. So this is just an example for you guys just to have that. Great. Now, what are you going to do here? The first thing, we already have all the credentials, right?
Yeah,
All
right,
right,
Aish.
so yes, discovery credentials over here, CRE credentials. We have the discovery credentials. We're going to create a new credential here so we can input our discovery credential, the IAM user that have the capability to programmatically access this instance from there. Great, or this instance can access that instance using that user account. So here we have, here, like I say, like the same thing what you couldn't say. It could be
Yeah.
a JDBC credential. It could be a GMS credential, okay? It depends on, here is you have a cloud
Mostly,
credential. Yes,
yeah, mostly company using AWS or Azure.
exactly.
Azure and AWS is very important. Mostly 99% using AWS.
Yeah,
Some company moving to Azure.
right.
So other things, I think JDBC, JMC, as few company.
Yes, so ServiceNow is,
It's all
diligently to add
uh,
these, a lot of credentials here, like, where you can connect your database to ServiceNow. So, but currently these all are supported. You can go whichever your company is working with. So for this demo purpose, like we said, we're gonna go to with AWS credential. We have all the information required, the name, we're gonna make it activate. We have the access key and secret access key. Those two are very important. The name is any name you can give it. So if you hover over on the name, it's a human readable name for this credential. So whatever human readable, something you can read it. It's not machine readable, it's you readable. So you can add over there. So let's go ahead and get, because we are doing here what? Discovery. Okay, discovery AWS U3. That's when I give it that name. It is active now. Let's go ahead and get the access key ID. So the access key ID, this is the access key ID. So make sure when you copy and paste, you need to make sure that you're not copying any white space. All right, so you gotta add that over there. And the next thing is the secret access key, the secret access key. So both of them, both these accounts are, or is we get it from the AWS when we create the IAM user. So I'm gonna go ahead and paste that one here.
I think. Hold on, Mohammed.
Mhm.
Secret key. I think we add a little bit more word.
Okay.
Delete. Yeah, you can see. I saw when you VR. When you need to VR flash. You see.
There was actually, this all is,
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
no space, it go down.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
good point. So why Shikunder is, mentioning that one, in case like if you wrongly copy some of the thing, it will not gonna work for you. So that's why you gotta be make sure that getting all the correct secret access key and also the access key. Thank you for that inputs. Next up is go ahead and save. And we already have the ServiceNow mid server capability. So here is the second mid server that we created, right? Mid server
Yeah,
2.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, by the way, Shikunder, now what we are doing is a discovery. That mid server, the one we created mid server 2, or the one we already created first time ServiceNow mid server 2, they may not be active right now, but let's go ahead and add both of them and let's save it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what we need to do, and let's go ahead and update that. Let's check the servers. So
Now we yeah,
let's check the server.
cloud admin or portal. Yeah.
So either discovery mid server or mid server. Let's go ahead and check.
Mid server, anything.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to make sure both of them are live. So both of them are validated and they are
Yeah.
down. You see, if we open it, what we can do, what I did last time, I can invalidate first. Okay, now it is no, right? Now we can open it and validate this mid server again. So if it is still working, now it's gonna validate and it will tell us if this one is take like 4 or 5 minutes, and if the mid server is on, or if it is yes, that's fine. And this mid server is working. If not, we need to create a new mid server so that we can apply that mid server into our discovery credentials that we created.
Mostly time we need to create a new mid server. Need to maintain the mid server what we have. So
Yep.
because there are a lot of security issue, so there are so many method how you can keep up and running this mid server. So
My
keep in mind,
yeah,
yeah,
my fear is because we created this one from our personal AWS account, and my fear is that EC2 instance we might already terminate it. Remember, we
yeah.
terminated a couple of instances. So if we terminate those instances, they may not gonna
Yes.
appear. So we have to recreate a new mid server, which is that mid server should run in a given EC2 instance, a given AWS EC2 instance. So I believe this is one of the instances that we already terminated. The one that,
So that
yes,
will not validate.
will not gonna
Oh,
work. We're not gonna.
yeah, because I'm saying because in the company, if you
Yeah,
say, oh, Muhammad say, if you're not working, you can delete. Don't delete that one. You can delete your personal, not or your company made server. Keep in mind.
exactly. So
Uh,
even in ServiceNow, let's say you created something, right? There is a way you can make it active to false. So you don't need to delete even a record. So what you need to do is you can make them active to false, and so that the mid servers no longer will be used. So it's good to keep it. So the pain will come when you move your update set from development environment to test, and from test to prod. You'll see the pain whenever you delete a field or a record, all those things. So absolutely keep it right there. So it looks like it is down, but even if it's validated, may not gonna work. Great. So we may not have time to create that mid server right now. We're gonna show you, and I want you guys to go ahead and look at the first video to look at how we create that mid server. It's very simple, but in this video, we are primarily showing you guys how to create the discovery, how to create a discovery. And then once you create that discovery credential, you can go ahead and bring and add that mid server capability, okay? So to add that mid server capability, you just need to go to your discovery, all right, under capability, so mid server capability, and you go ahead and select, which is the cloud management. Basically, you're managing your cloud because AWS is a cloud, right? It's a cloud management. Go ahead and open whatever mid server you have here. You edit it in here, add that one, and you saved it. So once we did that, go to your cloud, let's say we did that, okay? Because we want what do you think, Suk? We're not gonna go ahead and do another meet server here in this episode, right? You just go ahead and show them.
No, we cannot. Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's why we wanna.
Because we already, you guys already have that video
Yep.
how to create a mid server, and properly we explained what is the function, why we creating mid server, what is the reason why creating server, what is the function of the mid server.
Right.
Now you know how to create mid server.
Yep.
Here, uh, here we can show you up and running mid server. Unfortunately, we terminated that mid server,
Yes.
our mid server from
Right.
the AWS side.
Yeah.
So that is not, yeah.
Yep. So if you wanna look, watch that video first and come back to this video, no worries. You can just find the description, and the description will add the link for that one. So here is one of under cloud. So here is the AWS Discovery Service Account Mastery. So if I open this one, once you add that mid server capability to your cloud management, the next thing you need to come here and you need to create new cloud service account. Here, let's show you guys something that we did before, me and Shikwinder. So it's taking time to open because it has a lot of things going on here, because you see right here, it has AWS data center. The AWS data center is our where our EC2 instance is found from the AWS. So that's an account ID. Where you can get your account ID is again from your AWS. I'll show you how you can get it. So if you go to your profile and you can find my account. So you just click there and you can find your account from there. Perfect. So that's account ID. The name is anything. You can provide any human readable. So it's a unique name. So you cannot repeat your name because you might have different cloud service accounts. So you don't need to duplicate, but it needs to be unique. And discovery credential, this is the credential you created, the discovery credential. So it's you need to select. For example, we created one discovery credential right now, which one is the U3 right there, discovery AWS U3. If this has a very functional mid server, we might just select here and then go from there. But since it's not the case, we just show you here how you're gonna select, because it's a reference field. Then the data center URL, if you have the URL, the data center, you can apply it here, and data center type. And in our case, because we did it on AWS instance, so it's gonna be the AWS data center, and that's the database, which is CMDB underscore CI AWS underscore data center. That's where the data is in ServiceNow. And data center discovery, it is completed. Reload this form to see an updated data center list. So when we did this one last time, it's showing us it was completed already. And we checked here because this is a master account. So if you are creating a parent child, you might go ahead and select parent account, but this was a master, so you need to check over there. So some of the things here that came using the discovery, the discovery that we created, getting all the data from AWS based on the allowed users with the information, like we said here. These are the policy, right? Availability zone, image, instance. You see, all those are the roles. Based on those roles, you will see different kind of data that came from there. For example, here, AP-Northeast 1, there's the region over there. Discovery status, now it's empty because it's not up and run, and it came from the data center. So you can right click here and show matching, so you can see everything that's related with this AWS data center. So you got some from CA Central one, that's from California. There's also from the north, from the east. See, all those 16 came from, and here's another one, DIS00, and that's also from the AWS data center. Great. Anything you want to add, Shukwinder?
Yeah, this is very, I think everybody will know that where this information we are getting from. So we had image server in AWS side, that is the middleman, who is providing the information that on the AWS, and we have mid server that is now connected to Discovery. Now from ServiceNow side and AWS side. Now both side we are getting the information. Whatever we have as devices in AWS side and ServiceNow side.
Absolutely, Shakunder. That's really great input you've given us. So, one thing you need to remember when we discussed that one a lot. When you create your mid server, you gotta make sure that you need to download the right server, which is it could be the mid server of AWS or it could be the Linux. So when you do that, there's a different patch. Let's say my service now here, this account may be in Orlando, but it may not be on the correct patch. So make sure you downloaded that one, right one. So like he said, Discovery is really important. And the most important thing here is you need to start from your mid server. Once you create that mid server, you can add that capability to your cloud management, and apply that one. So I hope this webinar help you guys to up and run, or at least start with creating a great point, Shukwinder. So, I mean, subscription wise, I know in our case, in our real setup case, so Discovery, you cannot install it by yourself. You need to put a request using a high service to ServiceNow, and those ServiceNow, they need to install it for you. That's something to add on that part. But license-wise, always good to discuss with ServiceNow people, that the contact account person that you have. Great question. Thank you for sending that question for us. Another question here is managing your cloud resource. How it the resource wise, how can we save by applying this Discovery, and is it possible to use Discovery for saving costs on the license? Like it can be like software asset management. Okay, good point. I'll take that one. So
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes, you can use Discovery. What it would Discovery do is it will discover in your network. It could be a software that you have, or it could be, different instances that you created in your environments. In our case, we're talking about AWS environment. It could be in your Azure environment, okay? So whatever you have, you can bring it to your ServiceNow and you can manage. That's why ServiceNow created this cloud management, managing your cloud. The most important, how many dollars you save every year when you buy a ServiceNow instance that have a cloud management, managing your cloud. First of all, you don't know like how much you spent. Maybe AWS give you your prediction. Oh, in this month you're going to spend 3,000, 4,000. But if you have this cloud management, you basically know for which license you are paying, how much you're paying. See, what we call it normalization. You can normalize that process. You can, some of your license, you can retire those license and get another one. So that's a very good question, and definitely Discovery is going to help you on that part.
Yes.
Good. Another question is about virtual machine. What is virtual machine, or like VM?
Just like virtualization, this is not a physical, just like acting as a physical. Just like we are creating a EC2. Right. This is server. This is not a metal server, right?
Right.
We have at this server have a storage. I connected to network. Right. Everything is working as a physical server, but that is not physical. We cannot touch. We not connecting any wires, nothing. Right. Just acting like a physical, but not a physical. That's called virtual.
Great point, Shukwinder. So yeah, that's really important point. These days, you'll have this machine, right? The machine that I have right here, and I can access another machine. This is a MacBook Pro. I can access a Windows machine using this machine. So if you have that setup virtually, you can log into your PC and play around and do your work over there. So thank you, good point. So another thing here is on the cloud. there is two applications that ServiceNow has: the cloud management. There is a user portal, and as well as the cloud admin portal. So the cloud admin portal basically
Yeah.
is for administrators who can administer or manage your cloud. So right here on the resource profile, we have one compute profile. So you can add more, but that's what we have. Then it will tell you like compute capacity, which is the CPU, how much you are using, storage capacity. See, now I don't have that a lot of data, but in real setup, you'll see this already, these charts and graphs are already done by ServiceNow out of the box. If you want to make change, you can change, but that's a great thing to show you guys as well. So if you want to make some exploration, that's also a very good place to start. So this is the admin. Let's go ahead and see another. Here is for the user portal. When you come to the user portal, this is just basically for your users. So they can launch a given stake and they can manage the stakes, they can view their activities, and as well as dashboards, really cool dashboards. Now, since we don't have any data, so it may not be, you know, good eye looking here, but this is a very good thing done by ServiceNow, and you can get all of these out of the box, which is the base. If you just pay the license, if you want to make any change, you can customize it, or you can add some more configuration to it and make it really based on your setup or based on your environments. That is really great. Another important thing, okay, I've got a question here. There's a question here, Shikunder, is gonna be for you. It's asking about RDP, which is the remote desktop. How we can,
Yes.
yeah, go ahead and answer. I think you got the
The
point.
RDS or remote desktop, when you create your virtual machine or window, there we have one you can download there, or just you can go to your computer and search RDS, and you can pop up window will pop up RDS desktop or remote desktop window where you can log in using your credential that we get from AWS EC2.
Right,
So when we create EC2, then we get a credential, uh, get password, right?
right.
So that password we can use here.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Shikunder. I know we spend a little bit of time from your busy schedule here discussing about this really important topic. So that's we discussed is about today's webinar was about creating discovery discovery in ServiceNow, and as well as from the AWS accounts. We have discussed how you can create, or how one can create a meet server, in applying that meet server your ServiceNow discovery. So that's all we have. So if you have, feel free, if you haven't yet subscribed to the Global Mindset University and also ServiceNow Star, make sure you subscribe whenever we live or have new information, so you guys can have it directly. And I want to say thank you so much to Shikunder for being here and share your insights, you know, in creating this discovery together. I want to say thank you so much, Shikunder.
Thank you, everybody. Thank
Okay.
you, everybody,
All right.
joining out.
Great day.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.